Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and for today I wanted to make a very detailed video on how I applied for a tourist visa or a European tourist visa with only a Philippine passport. This video might take a while, but I'll try to make it as brief and concise as possible. Oh, and before we start, I actually want to explain what the European visa is called and where you can travel with it. First of all, it's called Schengen visa, and you are able to travel to all 26 countries here listed. I don't memorize all of them, but you're allowed to travel to all of them. And also, you must take note that if you're going to travel in all of these places, you must have a country where you will be staying the longest, or you must pick a country that you'll be staying the longest, because that is where you will be applying for the Schengen visa in person. For example, I applied for my Schengen visa in a Swiss embassy because I stayed in Switzerland the longest. Now I'll tell you all the 8 requirements. There's only 8 general requirements for going to Europe. So first of all, you need the visa application form. You can actually do an online application form, but what I did is both. I applied for a visa online application. I wrote this application number, and I printed out the visa application form and filled it out again, just to make sure in case of a fire in the embassy or something, I have an extra copy of it, and just to make sure that I won't be wasting anybody's time. The second requirement is the 2x2 picture. I actually don't know what else it's called, but it's called 2x2 in Philippines, and this is for us Filipinos, and I know that in Philippines we call it 2x2. So yeah, you need a 2x2 picture that is at least 2 pieces, and it has to be with a white background, and it has to be 6 months recent. You can't be 10 years old in the picture and you're 20 now or something. Basically, that's it. And the third requirement for the visa application is the passport copies, photocopies, and you have to make sure that your passport is not about to expire. And you have to make sure that you have at least 2 blank pages from your passport. The other page will be used for a visa. They will print out a full visa on your passport, and the other page will be for the stamp, entering and leaving Europe. The fourth requirement is the round-trip itinerary. This is actually very scary at first when I thought of it, booking a ticket before applying for a visa, but yeah, I actually noticed that you rarely don't get denied applying for a visa as long as you have all the general requirements completed. The fifth requirement is probably the most expensive requirement in the list. It is the travel insurance policy requirement. Basically, you need a piece of paper that says that they will be covering your everywhere you go. You have a certain expenses that will be covered when you get in an accident or something. So yeah, that is the most expensive one. Mine actually costs around 10,000 pesos just for a 1 month insurance policy. It's kind of expensive, but if you have a job, I think that it is worth saving for. So yeah. The sixth requirement is actually also expensive, but it depends on where you will be staying at. Because the sixth requirement is the proof of accommodation. This basically just means if you're going to France, Germany, Italy, you just need to have proof that you will be staying in an Airbnb, hotel, motel. But you just need proof that you'll be staying somewhere in a certain place at certain days. And they just want to basically make sure that you're not gonna bum around and sleep in the streets or something. That's expensive, but it depends on you, because if you go to Greece, then there will be motels less than 2,000 pesos. But if you go to I don't know, like Netherlands or something. I've never been there, but maybe if you go to expensive countries, then the cost of stay will be expensive as well. So yeah, anyway, the 7th requirement is kind of a combined like requirement with 7 and 8. The 7th requirement is the proof of sufficient sustenance. Each country has a different price or daily price requirement. It just basically means that you have proof that you're able to sustain yourself and not die of starvation in a certain country in Europe, because that's a no. The 7th requirement and the 8th requirement is kind of combined, because the 8th requirement is a bank statement. The bank statements needs to be at least 3 to 6 months of your bank statement. I don't know if that makes I don't know how to explain this. It's a bank statement. It's so that, you know. Anyway, they basically just want to see that you are earning money or you have a payroll or something, so that they are sure that you're going to come back to Philippines or wherever you are now. They just want to make sure that you're gonna come back to that country because you're actually earning money there. Because if you don't have a bank statement, then they might think that you will work in Europe or something. That's basically it for the requirements. There's only 8 general requirements, but I have to make extra notes or something to take in consideration, and I'm gonna say them now. So first, if you are a minor, you actually have more requirements than the general requirements, because I think you need a parent's consent or something. But anyway, I will actually put a link in the description box on the actual Schengen visa or Schengen area info page or something, because you guys have a different requirement and I don't know them. Another thing to take in consideration is reading of why people get rejected while applying for a Schengen visa. Because the common reasons of why people get rejected is that they have an expired passport, or they have an about to expire passport or something, and they're applying and they're doing everything, and then they end up being rejected because how will they print a visa page on a passport that's expired? So yeah, anyway, that's something to check if you're really serious about going to Europe. Another thing to take in consideration is the application itself. You need to apply 90 days before the travel date of your flight or something, because it only takes 15 days to process it. So I actually applied for mine 100 days before, and when I went there, I brought everything, and then they asked me to go to another date, a later date, because I was there too early or something. So yeah, that's another consideration to take. And the last thing that I want to say about the Schengen visa is that during my interview, it was actually very talky. It wasn't a serious thing are you gonna do this, are you gonna sell drugs there? No, it's not something like that. It was more of what will you do there? Oh, you'll be doing that. Oh, what about this day? What about that? Where will you go? Is it fun there? Do you think it will be interesting there? Blah blah blah. I don't know, something more personal questions, because I think the purpose of the interview is they just want to make sure that all the papers are valid and that what you're saying matches the papers. I'm gonna be staying here for 30 days, so they would just want to check if your travel insurance is also 30 days or something like that before they actually process you. And yeah, in some cases I actually had this experience where they asked me to write where am I going in Europe, or what I'm gonna do. It's just basically very personal. They just want to know what you're gonna do there, and that you're not gonna harm them or you're not gonna cause harm or something. Yeah, that's basically it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was very lengthy, or I think it's gonna be lengthy because this video is already 17 minutes, but I hope I can cut it short to 8 minutes, because I keep repeating myself during the whole video. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you like get your goal, or maybe make your goal even clearer by saving up for them or stuff, or like knowing what to save up for. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching, and please like, subscribe, comment, share this video. I don't know. Thank you guys for watching, and who knows, maybe I'll see you in Europe.